At night, your brain can lose as many as 1,000 neurons without you noticing a thing. It happens whether you're sleeping, resting, or dreaming. Once inflammation and oxidative stress begin affecting the brain, the damage continues quietly, one cell at a time. I'm not saying this to frighten you. I'm saying it because it's something I've watched for more than 30 years while treating older adults. From what I've seen, the biggest issue isn't simply getting older. It's whether your brain is getting the nutrients it needs before you go to sleep. Most people picture memory loss as something that happens all at once, like suddenly forgetting where they live. But that's rarely how it starts. It begins with little things. You can't remember where you left the car. You enter a room and forget why you went there. You finish reading a sentence and moments later you've forgotten it. These small changes can be annoying, but they happen to millions of people over 60 every single night. It isn't because they aren't trying to stay mentally active. It's because very few people realize this. During the night, your brain isn't simply getting older. It's running low on what it needs. It needs glucose. It needs antioxidants. And above all, it needs the nutrients that help protect brain cells while you sleep. That's exactly what we're talking about today. This isn't about supplements or memory exercises. It's about everyday fruits that you can buy at almost any grocery store or may already have at home. These fruits can quietly support brain cells, help memory, and lower the chance of cognitive decline while you sleep. I'm not talking about rare or expensive superfoods. I'm talking about bananas, apples, and oranges. They're fruits you've seen your whole life, but you probably never thought of them as nighttime support for your brain. New studies suggest that what you eat before bed may have an even bigger effect on brain health than what you eat earlier in the day. In this video, I'll explain how these 3 fruits work, the nutrients they contain, how they help protect brain cells, and how you can start using them tonight to wake up feeling clearer, sharper, and more focused. So let's get started. Bananas. An older brain isn't failing. It simply isn't getting enough of the right nutrients. Bananas may seem like an ordinary fruit, but they provide one of the best nutrient combinations for supporting the brain overnight, especially when eaten at the right time. For older adults, that timing can make a real difference. Bananas are rich in vitamin B6, which the brain uses to make important neurotransmitters such as serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. These brain chemicals do much more than affect your mood. They also help with creating memories, storing information, and recalling it later. As we get older, our bodies naturally produce less of these neurotransmitters. That's when remembering names becomes harder, conversations become easier to lose track of, and thinking clearly becomes more difficult, especially after a poor night's sleep. Eating a banana before bed helps give your brain the nutrients it needs to produce these chemicals so it can continue processing and storing information while you sleep. Bananas also provide magnesium. This mineral helps calm overly active brain cells, lowers nighttime brain activity, and supports deep sleep. Deep sleep is the stage when the brain repairs itself and strengthens memories. A 2020 study published in Nutrients found that older adults who consumed more magnesium and vitamin B6 before bedtime had better short-term memory and a steadier mood the following morning. The researchers suggested that the timing of these nutrients may play an important role in protecting brain function as people age. Bananas also contain tryptophan, an amino acid that the body turns into serotonin and melatonin. Both are closely linked to memory and nighttime brain recovery. Serotonin supports communication between brain cells, while melatonin encourages the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, a protein that helps brain cells survive and grow. Put simply, bananas help create the right environment for your brain to recover while you sleep instead of simply resting. Let me share a simple example. Martin, a retired accountant, told me he woke up every morning feeling mentally sluggish and forgetful. He decided to eat one banana about an hour before bed for 2 weeks without changing anything else. No supplements, no special diet. After 2 weeks, he told me, "My mind feels quicker in the morning. I don't lose my train of thought nearly as often." For many older adults, improvements like that can help them stay confident and independent. To get the most from bananas, eat one small or medium ripe banana around 45 to 60 minutes before bedtime. A banana with a few brown spots is a good choice because ripening increases the amount of magnesium and tryptophan that your body can use. If you're worried about your blood sugar rising too quickly, eat the banana with a small handful of almonds. They help slow the absorption of sugar. Try not to eat a heavy meal or consume dairy products or caffeine close to bedtime, as they may reduce melatonin production and limit the brain-calming effects you're looking for. The real strength of bananas isn't that they're unusual. It's that they consistently provide the nutrients your brain needs at the time it needs them most. This isn't about finding a shortcut for better brain health. It's about giving your brain steady, natural nutrition that supports it night after night. Now, bananas help replenish the brain's chemical messengers, but what about helping the brain clear away damage caused by oxidative stress? That's where apples come in. Apples. If bananas help recharge your brain, apples help clean and protect it. This everyday fruit contains a powerful mix of antioxidants, polyphenols, and flavonoids hidden beneath its skin. These natural compounds help protect brain cells from oxidative stress, one of the biggest causes of memory loss and mental decline as people get older. As the years pass, free radicals build up inside the brain. These unstable molecules damage neurons, weaken the protective myelin coating, and interfere with communication between brain cells. That can lead to slower thinking, weaker memory, and a higher chance of cognitive problems. Apples help slow that process. One of their most valuable nutrients is quercetin, a flavonoid found mainly in the peel. Quercetin works like a protective barrier for the brain. It lowers inflammation inside the hippocampus, which is responsible for memory, while also slowing oxidative damage. A 2017 study published in Experimental Gerontology found that quercetin supplements helped older mice maintain cognitive performance and preserved hippocampal plasticity. The researchers suggested that quercetin may help reduce age-related memory decline. Even more interesting, the amount used in the study was roughly equal to what a person could get from eating one apple a day. Apples offer more than antioxidants. They are also packed with soluble fiber, especially pectin. This fiber feeds healthy gut bacteria, which then produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate. Scientists now know these compounds can cross the blood-brain barrier and stimulate the release of BDNF, a protein that supports the growth of new brain cells and helps strengthen memory. The connection between the gut and the brain is no longer just an idea. It is well established, and apples support both systems at the same time by nourishing beneficial gut bacteria while helping the brain stay healthy. A 2021 human study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who ate 2 apples every day for 12 weeks improved their executive function and verbal memory. They also showed lower levels of inflammation throughout the body. Apples also provide catechins, another group of antioxidants that are also present in green tea. These compounds support healthy blood flow to the brain. Better circulation means neurons receive more oxygen and nutrients, especially during sleep, when the brain clears waste and stores new memories. Together, these nutrients work in several ways. They lower inflammation, encourage the growth of new brain cells, strengthen communication between neurons, and do all of this without supplements or trendy products. When you eat apples also matters. For the greatest benefit, have one in the evening about 90 minutes to 2 hours before bedtime. This gives the antioxidants time to circulate and allows the fiber to begin feeding gut bacteria. Apples with red or darker colored skin, such as Gala, Fuji, or Red Delicious, contain more quercetin and polyphenols. Leave the skin on because that's where most of the brain-supporting nutrients are found. One simple fruit can trigger a chain of effects that continue while you sleep. When eaten together with a calming fruit like a banana, apples help create the right conditions for the brain to repair and recharge naturally overnight. But there's still one more fruit to cover: bright, juicy, and loaded with vitamin C. Oranges complete this nighttime combination. Oranges. The brain doesn't simply weaken with age, it also collects damage from oxidative stress. Every thought, memory, and decision produces tiny amounts of oxidative waste. If that waste isn't removed, it builds up over time, damaging neurons, disrupting neurotransmitters, and speeding up cognitive decline. This is where oranges can make a difference. Most people think of them as an immune-supporting fruit, but they are also one of the best fruits for protecting the aging brain. Much of that benefit comes from vitamin C. The brain contains more vitamin C than any other organ in the body, yet it cannot store large amounts of it. That means going even one night without enough vitamin C may leave brain cells more exposed to inflammation and oxidative damage. Vitamin C is well known as an antioxidant, but its job inside the brain goes far beyond that. It is required to produce dopamine and norepinephrine, two neurotransmitters that support motivation, attention, and focus. When vitamin C levels are too low, production of these chemicals slows down. As a result, people may experience tiredness, mental fog, and weaker short-term memory. A 2020 study published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that seniors with higher vitamin C intake performed much better on cognitive tests, particularly those measuring attention and processing speed. Vitamin C also helps protect the blood-brain barrier, which acts like a filter that blocks harmful substances from reaching the brain. This protective barrier becomes weaker with age. Oranges help keep it stronger, reducing the chances that inflammatory compounds will enter the brain and interfere with its normal function. They also contain hesperidin, a flavonoid found in both the pulp and peel. Research has shown that hesperidin increases blood flow to the brain, allowing more oxygen and nutrients to reach active neurons during sleep. A 2019 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition reported that older adults who consume citrus flavonoids every day experience better blood flow in the brain and improved episodic memory after only 8 weeks. This becomes especially valuable at night when the brain carries out lymphatic clearance. During this process, waste products such as beta amyloid and tau proteins, which are linked to neurodegenerative diseases, are flushed away. Oranges support this natural cleanup by helping blood vessels stay open, protecting neurons, and keeping chemical signaling working properly. Many people also notice practical improvements. Sarah, who often felt mentally sluggish after dinner, started eating orange slices about 2 hours before going to bed. After just 10 days, she said, I wake up thinking clearly again. It's like someone cleaned the windows in my head. To get similar benefits, choose fresh oranges instead of processed orange juice. Whole oranges contain fiber, which slows sugar absorption and improves the delivery of vitamin C and hesperidin throughout the body. Eat half to 1 orange about 90 minutes before bedtime. Pair it with a small handful of seeds or nuts to help nutrient absorption. Leave as much of the white pith as possible because it contains a large amount of flavonoids. Try not to eat oranges with caffeine, chocolate, or heavy starchy foods, since these may reduce nighttime brain cleanup and slow vitamin transport. Vitamin C does much more than support the immune system. While you sleep, it helps clear brain fog, sharpen attention, and protect mental performance. Now you've seen how bananas, apples, and oranges each support the brain in different ways during the night. The next step is putting them together. Up next, I'll show you a simple bedtime fruit routine that helps nourish your brain before you go to sleep. The nightly routine. Knowing what helps your brain is only the first step. What really makes a difference is turning that knowledge into a daily habit. Once you understand how bananas help restore neurotransmitters, apples help remove oxidative waste, and oranges protect the brain with vitamin C, the next step is putting them into a routine you can stick with. The brain works best with consistency, especially during its nightly recovery. Unlike your heart or muscles, it doesn't recover well when your schedule is unpredictable. It needs regular sleep, the right nutrients, and a healthy internal environment to repair itself while you rest. A 2022 review published in Neuroscience and Biobehavioral Reviews found that for older adults, when you eat certain nutrients can be just as important as what you eat. Simply put, eating the right foods at the right time can improve memory and help slow age-related cognitive decline. That's why your evening routine matters so much. The idea isn't to load your body with food right before bed. Instead, you want to prepare your brain about 1 to 2 hours before you fall asleep. This gives your digestive system enough time to process the nutrients and deliver them to the brain as it begins its overnight repair work. A simple routine works well. About an hour before bedtime, eat half of a ripe banana. This provides magnesium, tryptophan, and vitamin B6, which help your body produce serotonin and melatonin. These chemicals support sleep and help the brain process memories. Around 90 minutes before bed, eat half to 1 small red apple. Its fiber and antioxidants begin working to lower inflammation, while compounds such as quercetin and pectin support the growth of healthy brain cells. About 2 hours before bedtime, enjoy half of a fresh orange or a few orange slices. Its vitamin C and hesperidin begin protecting the blood-brain barrier while improving blood flow, both of which play an important role in memory during sleep. If your stomach is sensitive, you don't have to eat them all at once. You can spread them throughout the evening. For example, eat the orange with dinner, have the apple afterward as a light snack, and save the banana for later. Try not to combine these fruits with large meals, caffeine, or dairy products, since they may affect how well some of the important brain-supporting compounds are absorbed. A 2021 clinical study published in Brain Sciences reported that people who ate combinations of antioxidant-rich foods such as berries, citrus fruits, and apples showed greater improvements in verbal memory and thinking speed than those who ate them separately. This suggests that different plant compounds may work better together than alone. To make this routine easy to follow, prepare your fruit ahead of time. Wash the apple and orange earlier in the day and cut the banana only when you're ready to eat it. Keep the portions modest. The goal isn't to fill your stomach, but to support your brain. Don't turn it into dessert by adding honey, whipped cream, or sugary toppings. This is part of your health routine, not a sweet treat. Most importantly, stick with it. The brain responds well to regular habits. Following the same evening fruit routine each day supports your body clock, improves sleep quality, helps balance hormones, and supports long-term brain health. A 2020 paper published in Aging Research Reviews found that people who followed consistent evening eating habits showed fewer signs of cognitive aging over a 5-year period. This goes far beyond improving memory. It's about protecting your ability to remember your children's names, find your way around familiar places, keep up with conversations, and continue learning without feeling discouraged. Sometimes it begins with something as simple as eating the right fruit at the right time. Now, let's bring everything together. In this final section, I'd like to leave you with a few thoughts that I hope stay with you long after this video ends. Final thoughts. If you've stayed with me until this point, there's something I want you to remember, because many people over 60 don't hear it often enough. You are not broken. You are not simply fading away, and you are far from powerless. Yes, memory changes as we get older. Yes, the brain naturally slows down, but that's only part of the story. Your brain doesn't need another expensive supplement or a complicated training program. It needs quality sleep, good nutrition, and steady daily habits. The good news is that some of the best things for your memory don't come from a prescription bottle or a costly treatment plan. They're already in your kitchen. They're sitting in a fruit bowl on your counter. They're the same kinds of foods many of our grandparents trusted for years. A ripe banana, a fresh apple, a juicy orange. They're simple, familiar foods that research shows can help protect the brain, support neurotransmitters, and help you wake up feeling sharper than the night before. So if you've noticed yourself forgetting more than usual, if your thinking feels slower, your mornings seem more difficult, or conversations have become harder to follow, remember this: it doesn't mean you're losing yourself. It means you still have the ability to take positive steps. That begins with understanding what your brain truly needs. It grows through small habits repeated day after day, and it gets stronger each night through simple choices you can begin making today. Memory isn't only about holding on to facts, it's about holding on to the person you are, and that's something worth protecting. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Your time matters, and the fact that you chose to spend it learning about your brain tells me you're already taking positive steps. If this video gave you a new idea or made you feel more hopeful, please take a moment to like the video, share it with someone you care about, and leave a comment below, even if it's just one sentence about what you're planning to try tonight. And if you enjoy this kind of content, I'd be happy to have you join our community, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us for future videos. We're only getting started, and your brain still has many healthy years ahead. Sometimes all it needs is the chance to show what it's still capable of.